You want to make 100K a month, but you're not there yet. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 things you need to get from where you're at right now to 100K a month so you can be happy and rich and have a lot of fun and make a big impact. Let's get into it. So first thing you need is marketing. Most people, 99% of people come to me and join the program because they have a marketing problem. They either need marketing, they either need more leads or better quality leads. So what this means is nobody knows you, nobody likes you, nobody trusts you. So the point of marketing is get people to know and like and trust you. However, most people make the mistake of not investing heavily into this, especially at the start, right? How do you expect to see exponential growth? How do you expect to see this if you're not doing anything to feed the fire, right? If you think of your marketing engine as like a bonfire, first, you can start out organically, right? Organic, to kind of get the fire going a little bit, right? This is like the tinder when you're starting a fire and you're kind of just getting it ignited. Now, next, you want to absolutely blast ads, because what this does is it's like gasoline on your fire. So once you get the sparks going with the tinder, with the little sticks and brushes and stuff like that, right? And then it's starting to burn a little bit, you got some smoke, pour some gas in that thing, it's gonna blow up, right? And so most of my clients are doing like anywhere from like 5 to 30K a month when they join. So they've got the tinder going, right? They've got case studies, they've got people coming to them, maybe not coming to them, but they're doing cold outreach and getting people to know about them to some degree, right? But then once we launch ads in the first week, that's when things really start to pick up, gasoline on the fire. That's where this inflection point happens, and they just absolutely explode. Now, once you solve your marketing problem, right? Marketing. And again, the best way to do that is with ads, because you can put $1 in. Like, picture this. You have a system. You literally have a machine, a slot machine. You put $1 in, you get $5 out. What happens if you put $5 back in? You get $25 out. What happens if you put $25 in? You get $125 out. And you rinse and repeat this process until you're making a ton of money, right? Now, what a lot of people don't understand too is, like, you can see massive outsized returns with your ads. And this video is not just about ads, right? But what's important to understand is that when you combine ads and really good content, that's when you're gonna make the big bucks. Because when somebody sees your ads, that's how they know you, right? That's how they get to know you. However, right, so we got that. However, to get them to actually buy from you, they need to like you and they need to trust you. So they need to like you as a person. You have to be interesting. You have to stand for something. You have to stand against something as well. To get them to trust you, you have to show that you can actually solve the problem that they have. You have to demonstrate that you can solve the problem that they're coming to you for, right? And so it's so important that you nail those as well. So the secret to scaling is dialing your marketing by running really good ads, pairing that with really good content, and then you'll have a money printer where you can put $1 in, get $5 out in the first, like, not in the first, but like month after month. Most investment opportunities, like the S&P 500, it's like 8% a year. Now you're getting 500% a month. I don't even know what that would be in a year. It's insane. It's pretty disgusting if you really think about it. So that's the first place we start. When somebody comes to me and they wanted to scale, and this is exactly what I did. I nailed down my marketing. That's the first thing that we do, because it doesn't matter how good you are at the other 2 steps here in a minute if nobody knows you, likes you, or trusts you. It doesn't matter. And one more thing too is the more that they like you and trust you, the more easy number 2 is going to be as well. So once you have marketing nailed down, this means you have lots of leads and they're good quality, usually coming inbound consistently every single day from your ads. Next up, number 2 is sales, right? 2, sales. So what this means in English is you have a lot of calls in your calendar now. Now you got to close them. So I would say you have a marketing problem if you're booking under like 10 calls a week. And it obviously depends on kind of like where you're trying to get to. You have a sales problem if you're closing less than 40%. All right, some people say 30% is good, which it is, but if you want to get really good at it, you need to start closing 40% of leads. That will, like, the difference between, like, let's say you're doing 20K a month right now. You're doing 20K a month right now, and you want to get to 40K a month. You don't have to spend a single dollar extra on ads. All you have to do, let's say you're closing at 20%, all you have to do is double this, your close rate to 40%, and then you make that. You double your business, right? When you double your close rate, you double your business. Simple as that. When you double your ad spend, you double your business. So the key is like know what levers there are available to pull, and then pull them. Pull them fast, pull them hard, and then everything else will come into play, right? And so if you're closing less than 40%, usually how you're feeling is you're getting beat up on sales calls, right? And one of the things that can attribute to this, like I said up here, is if your marketing is doing its job, people know you, like you, and trust you, then it's going to help your sales process become so much easier as well. Because the more they know you, like you, and trust you, the more likely they are to A, want to get onto a call with you, but B, actually join the program and sign up when they do get onto a call with you. So make sure you really nail this down. I used to be a high ticket closer and a client success manager before I started my business, and a media buyer for a 7-figure coaching business. And when I first started selling, I sucked, right? I had to run an advertising agency for a while before that too. So I thought I knew sales, but when I started to become a closer, like I was brutal. It was like, I think I closed call number 2, but then I went like 15 no's in a row. Like I shouldn't have even been closing still, but I was determined to figure it out. So what I did to fix this is I studied every single call, and I pointed out exactly where I lost the call, what I messed up on, how I could get better. And then I would study sales training every single morning before I would take my calls. And then I would take my calls, and at the end of the day, I would review every single call to figure out why they didn't close. So like most people, like they're not willing to put in the work, right? I'm talking like 12, 14-hour days. Up at 5, going for a workout. I was doing 75 hard at the time too. So for my morning workout, I go outside and listen to a call recording or listen to a sales training to fire me up for the day, right? And then I would take 6, 7, 8 calls a day. And then at the end of it, I would watch like a 1 to 2 hour sales training to identify, shit, I could have used this on that call earlier. And then like I would review my calls. And then from there, I was able to train myself and get really, really good at this. You'll get a lot better at this if you just hire somebody who's really good at sales to help you fix this problem, because then they can just review your calls, tell you exactly where you're going wrong. And that was like the big thing for me too, right? After that 15 no's in a row, then my coach was like, hey dude, or like the guy I was working for, like he's like, hey dude, send over a call recording. I'm like, okay. And then so I sent it to a couple of guys on the team, and they're like, hey, like you're trying to coach on the call. You're not like selling, you're giving them the answers. So no wonder they're not buying. And so I was like, huh. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a stoic doctor. I'm just gonna ask questions, shut the hell up. So I did. Closed 2 back-to-back PIFs the next day, and then we were laughing. So sales, important, gotta master that. Double your close rate, you double your business, simple as that. Now, you need to develop, as a founder, you need to develop a very, very good understanding of marketing and advertising. You need to develop a very good understanding and skill set of sales. If you don't, then the third point is not gonna matter. You have to master this, and then you have to master this. If you get really good at selling, but you don't have anyone to sell to, there's no point, right? But if you have a lot of leads, you have a lot of people to sell to, and you're selling them, what's gonna happen? This is what happened with me. I scaled from 0 to over 200 grand a month in 8 months when I first started my coaching business, but it was just me, right? I had a setter booking my calls, but then it was just me. I was selling, I was coaching, doing everything. So I created a massive delivery problem because I was fulfilling everything. So what I learned is that step number 3 to fix that is leadership, right? Now this all goes to say as well, I feel like I have to do a caveat here, but you have to actually be good at what you coach on. You have to actually get results in case studies, right? So I'm sharing this with you under the assumption that you're actually good at what you do, right? That's step number one. Nothing else matters. Assuming you're good at what you do, you've done the thing yourself, and you've helped a bunch of other people do the same, then master marketing, then master sales. Now you have to master leadership. Here's why. Because in order to make the jump to 7 figures, I doubled this with just me and a setter, and then I hired someone out for content too, like an editor. I was paying like $300 a month for my reels. And then the setter was just commission only, which is sweet too. But everything else was on my shoulders. All right, so the last 10 minutes cut out because my iPhone storage was full, so now I got the big guns on my videographer's actual camera. So we're gonna get back into it. But anyways, so everything was falling back on my shoulders when I scaled to over 200K a month with just me and a setter and ads, right? And what I had to learn was leadership. So we're gonna get into that. If you don't have a team and you don't know how to lead properly, then you're not gonna be a very happy camper. You're gonna start to feel very burnt out. You're not gonna have a lot of time because you're gonna be spending all of your time doing absolutely everything in the business like I was, right? Learn from my mistakes, learn leadership once you max out marketing and sales, and then you will actually enjoy your business and have a lot more fun. Because what's really important, and the reason why you build a team, is so you can pull yourself out of it to stop doing the things that you don't absolutely love, right? Because like when you nail this, then you become a happy camper. You spend a lot less time doing a lot of shit that you don't like, so you spend more time doing things that you do like, right? Pretty straightforward stuff. And you spend more time less time working in the business, which is probably what you're doing right now, right? And more time working on the business. So when you work on the business, that's how you grow. That's how you make these exponential leaps. That's how you go up and to the right, right? We don't want to stagnate. We don't want to flatline. We don't want to go down. We want to go up and to the right. So the way you do that is by building a team. Now there's 5 steps to this, right? First, you have to find people. So you need to know where to look, how to find, who to look for, when to look for them, right? And how to actually attract them to you. Then once you have people that want to work for you, you have to learn how to hire them properly, right? Expectation setting from the start is crucial. You have to set the frame initially, and you have to know how to hire properly, so that way you don't mess this up. Because if you do, then you'll just be stuck in this never-ending cycle of hiring and firing and hiring and firing and hiring and firing. And then guess what? You are in the middle, not a happy camper. Then once you do find somebody who's a great fit, you have to train them up. So this means you have to train them up on the things that you no longer want to do, right? And so that's why you have to get really good at marketing, you have to get really good at sales, so then you can teach other people how to do that for you. So then not all that falls back onto you anymore, right? And then you have to learn how to manage them. So once they're on the team, they're trained up, now you gotta make sure they're hitting KPIs, right? So key performance indicators. These are basically the numbers that they need to hit in order to keep their job and keep your business growing, right? If they're not, then they shouldn't be on the team anymore. Simple as that. Then you have to learn how to lead them. So this is kind of like the pinnacle, right? If we can visualize it kind of like this, where it's like a bunch of different tiers and leadership is at the top, right? First you find, then you hire, then you train, then you manage, and then you lead them, right? You can tell I'm an artist. I think I got we're gonna save that joke for another time, but not very artistic. It's the other one. But anyways, you have to learn how to lead them. And so when you learn how to lead them, that means you have people on your team that show up, they do their job, they do it really well, and they do it every single time. And they do it consistently every single day, not because they have to, but because they want to, right? Leadership basically means getting other people to do the things you want them to do. And so in order to do that, you have to, A, be the example. You have to be somebody that they want to do a good job for, that they want to work for. And then B, you have to also make it so like your incentives are aligned, right? So for example, like let's say you want to make 100K a month profit take home. Well, they don't care about how much, like your team doesn't care about how much you're taking home. So that means you have to align your goals with their goals. And for example, like what you can do with this, one of my clients does this, is that when they hit that profit, anything above that, then like a chunk of that gets divvied up to the rest of the team. So that everyone's incentivized to make the founder's goals happen, because that will unlock the ability to make their goals happen too. So alignment is very, very important. And so if you want to learn kind of like what my team looks like right now, there's me, who does content, coaching, and leadership. Timmy is my videographer and editor. He does my content. Maddie's executive assistant. Eduardo, CSM. He's actually leaving, and he's leaving this week, which is too bad. Shout out Eduardo, you're a legend, brother. Yeah, we've been working together for about a year, and he's going off to start his own business again. He was a former client, scaled to like 30K a month, and then wanted to just focus on just coaching, not so much marketing sales, but now he's ready to kill it. Nicola is a setter, Matthias a closer. And so we just have one butt per seat right now, and it's awesome, right? Because I do content, which I love doing, I love teaching. Coaching, same kind of thing. I love serving and teaching, and then leading. I love working with the people out on the team, and it's a lot of fun, right? But what all of this is a function of, even like especially marketing as well, it's a function of leverage. What this means in English is making the leap, the transition from one-to-one to one-to-many. So one-to-one in marketing, for example, is you send one cold DM to one person. In order to get to 100 people, you have to send 100 cold DMs, right? There's no leverage in that. One input equals one output. One-to-many means one input to exponential outputs. You can make one ad, put some money behind it, and you get millions of views on that ad. That's how you get millions of people to know you as well, right? And with sales, one-to-one versus one-to-many, one-to-one could be like on a sales call. But if you, as the founder who does the content, the personal brand, if you get really good at sales too, and you know what makes people tick and what pushes people forward, then you can put that in your content. You make sales letters. So you make one sales letter, and then thousands of people can see that, right? A video sales letter, for example. And that is a form of leverage. But also, same with leadership. One of my buddies, he tripled his business from 300 a month to $1 million a month in 3 months by being really good at leadership. He aligned incentives with everybody on the team. He eliminated base pay and put everybody on performance with a small little profit share. So even like virtual assistants got like a little chunk of the pie, which is insane. And that's how they tripled in 3 months. But they did that because, and they did that while he said he literally only takes like 2 meetings a week. There's one team call on, like one kind of all hands team call on Monday, and then a sales training on Thursday. Every single person on the team is on both of those calls. So he coaches his team, he leads his team for 2 hours a week. So that's his input right here. And then they go out and put in hundreds of hours a week in the many to get tons of output, right? And so that's really important to understand. And so what leverage is as well, is if we go up here, there's 4 C's of leverage, right? And you've probably heard like Hormozi talk about this, but there's capital, collaboration, code, and content. So capital, you spend $1 in with your ads, and you get $5 out, right? That's exponential, outsized returns. Collaboration, this is your team. This is what we're just talking about right now. Code, this could be automations. I've got tons of automations that save my team a lot of time, whether it's through like for Stripe, Slack, our CRM for not only sales, but also for client success and our CS pipeline, but also content marketing, right? You make one piece of content, you put it out there, thousands or millions of people can see it. And that's how you really nail this. So it's important that you first nail marketing, because it doesn't matter how good you are at sales or leadership if you don't have any people to sell to. So that is the most important one when you're below that. And then once you crack that, you get tons of qualified leads coming inbound to you every single day. Then you got to close them at 40% plus. Then once you're doing that, it's time for you to get off the phones. It's time for you to get out of being so deep into the trenches. It's time to start building a bit of a team so you can pull out, work on the business instead of in it. And that's how you become a leader who's an actual leader of the company instead of somebody that just an operator doing everything yourself, right? So very big difference there. So nail 1, then nail 2, then nail 3, If you want my help to do this, we've sent hundreds of people through the program. I've got thousands of case studies and screenshots of client wins. I think I've got over 8,000 or 9,000 of them at this point right now. And it's insane. So if you want my help to speed run this and to fast track your progress and your growth so you can nail marketing and become a master at that, nail sales and leadership as well, book a call down below. Would love to chat with you and help you take things to the next level. So don't wait. Don't waste your time anymore. Don't waste ours. Let's rock and roll. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.